Hello, dear readers, and welcome back to TV Day's Drama Digest, your go-to source for the juiciest updates, heart-pounding twists, and soul-stirring revelations from the world of Days of Our Lives. Today, we're diving headfirst into the swirling vortex of secrets, betrayals, and high-stakes drama surrounding Tate and Tesoro's DNA test, a storyline that has Salem teetering on the edge of chaos. Buckle up, because this tale is a labyrinth of deception, and we're here to guide you through every shadowed corner. Will the truth come to light, or will someone's cunning interference keep the secrets buried? Let's unravel the mystery together and explore what this DNA test could mean for the residents of Salem. A storm brewing in Salem. The air in Salem is thick with tension, as it so often is in this town where secrets fester like wounds left untreated. At the heart of the latest upheaval is a DNA test that could either mend broken bonds or tear them apart forever. Tate, the brooding young man caught in a web of love and doubt, and Tesoro, the enigmatic child whose very existence raises questions, are at the center of a storm that threatens to engulf everyone around them. The question on everyone's lips: is Tesoro truly Tate's child, or is there a darker truth lurking beneath the surface? In the most recent episode, we watched as the drama unfolded with intensity that left our hearts racing. Steve, ever the loyal friend and relentless truth seeker, made his way to Kayla's clinic, his face etched with determination. The hospital, usually a place of healing, felt more like a battleground as Steve approached Kayla with a request that could change everything. He needed her help to conduct a DNA test to confirm Tesoro's paternity. The weight of his words hung in the air, and Kayla's reaction was nothing short of electrifying. Kayla's moral dilemma. Kayla, Salem's beacon of compassion and professionalism, stood frozen, her eyes wide with shock. The request hit her like a tidal wave, threatening to pull her under. She knew the implications of this test could ripple through Salem, shattering relationships and exposing long-buried secrets. Her first instinct was to refuse. "Steve," she said, her voice trembling with a mix of fear and resolve, "you know I can't just jump into something like this. There are rules, ethics, and consequences." Her words were a stark reminder of the tightrope she walks as a doctor in a town where personal and professional lines are constantly blurred. Kayla's hesitation wasn't just about protocol, it was personal. She's seen Salem torn apart by revelations before, and the thought of being the catalyst for another round of heartbreak weighed heavily on her. Adding to her unease was the ever-looming presence of E.J. DiMera, the powerful and ruthless figure who's always looking for an excuse to tighten his grip on the hospital. One wrong move and Kayla could find herself out of a job, her reputation in tatters. The stakes couldn't be higher. But Steve, with his characteristic blend of charm and persistence, wasn't about to back down. He leaned in, his voice low and urgent, painting a picture of the chaos that could erupt if the truth about Tesoro's paternity remained hidden. Kayla's resolve began to waver, but her ethical compass held firm, at least for the moment. "This isn't how it's done, Steve," she insisted, her tone sharp but laced with worry. "A doctor ordering a DNA test without consent? That's a lawsuit waiting to happen." In a surprising twist, Kayla offered a compromise that caught everyone off guard. She handed Steve a slip of paper with a website link scrawled across it. "If you're so determined," she said, her eyes narrowing, "order a DIY test. But don't drag me into this mess." It was a classic Kayla move, sidestepping the moral quagmire while still pointing Steve in the direction he needed to go. The exchange was a masterclass in tension, leaving us wondering just how far Steve would push to uncover the truth. A covert operation at the nurse's station. The drama didn't stop there. Steve, undeterred by Kayla's refusal, took the next step in his quest for answers. He headed to the nurse's station, where he was joined by an unexpected ally, Brady Black. The two men, both seasoned in navigating Salem's murky waters, shared a look that spoke volumes. No words were needed to convey the gravity of their mission. But in true Days of Our Lives fashion, nothing is ever straightforward. To avoid raising suspicion, Steve and Brady concocted a plan that was equal parts audacious and absurd. They pretended to be in the middle of a drug deal. Yes, you read that right. In the bustling heart of the hospital, with nurses and patients milling about, Steve slipped Brady a toothbrush, presumably one belonging to Tesoro, and the two men exchanged hushed words, their faces a mask of feigned nonchalance. It was a moment that could have been ripped from a spy thriller, dripping with the kind of high-stakes deception that keeps us glued to our screens. Kayla, catching sight of their charade, couldn't help but roll her eyes. "Take it to the lab," she said, her voice a mix of exasperation and resignation. She glanced at the toothbrush, her expression unreadable, before turning away. In that fleeting moment, we saw the weight of her decision, or indecision. Was she complicit now, or was she simply washing her hands of the whole affair? Only time will tell. The shadow of secrets. As Steve and Brady made their way to the lab, the question on everyone's mind was whether the DNA test would finally bring clarity to the tangled web surrounding Tesoro's paternity. But in Salem, the truth is rarely simple. Rumors are swirling that Sophia and Melinda, two of the town's most cunning players, are hiding a secret that could turn everything upside down. If the test proceeds without interference, their carefully guarded truth could be exposed, sending shockwaves through the community. But here's where things get even murkier. What if Tesoro isn't Tate's child at all? The possibility hangs over Salem like a storm cloud, heavy with the promise of betrayal and heartbreak. If the results confirm that Tesoro is not Tate's, it could mean that Sophia's claim, that Tesoro is her child with Tate, is a lie. And if that's the case, what else is she hiding? The implications are staggering, and the potential fallout could leave relationships in ruins. Sophia, with her sharp wit and unyielding ambition, has always been a wild card in Salem. Her connection to Tesoro has been a point of contention, and her alliance with Melinda, a master manipulator in her own right, only adds fuel to the fire. Together, they've woven a tapestry of secrets that could unravel at the slightest tug. But who's pulling the strings? Is it possible that someone, perhaps even EJ, with his knack for exploiting chaos, will tamper with the DNA results to keep the truth buried? The stakes are higher than ever. The DNA test is more than just a medical procedure. It's a ticking time bomb that could detonate at any moment. For Tate, the results will either confirm his role as a father or shatter his sense of identity. He's been wrestling with doubt ever since Tesoro entered his life, and the uncertainty has taken a toll. We've seen him pacing the halls of the Brady pub, his eyes haunted, his jaw set in a grim line. The weight of fatherhood, or the loss of it, is a burden he's not sure he can bear. For Sophia, the stakes are just as high. If the test reveals that Tesoro isn't Tate's, her carefully constructed narrative will crumble, exposing her to the wrath of those she's deceived. And let's not forget Melinda, whose involvement in this saga raises more questions than answers. Is she protecting Sophia, or is she playing a deeper game, one that could reshape the power dynamics in Salem? Then there's Kayla, caught in the crossfire of her own principles and the chaos around her. Her refusal to conduct the test was a stand for integrity, but by pointing Steve toward a DIY solution, has she inadvertently set the stage for disaster? And what about EJ, whose shadow looms over every major decision in Salem? If he gets wind of the test, there's no telling what he might do to protect his own interests. What will the results reveal? As we wait for the lab to process the DNA test, the possibilities are endless and endlessly dramatic. If no one intervenes, the results could confirm that Tesoro is Tate's child, solidifying their bond and forcing Sophia and Melinda to face the consequences of their secrets. But this is Salem, where tampering with evidence is practically a local pastime. The toothbrush Steve handed over could be swapped, the lab results altered, or the entire process derailed by someone with an agenda. If the results are falsified, the truth about Tesoro's paternity could remain hidden, leaving Tate in the dark and Sophia's secret safe for now. But secrets in Salem have a way of bubbling to the surface, and when they do, the fallout is always explosive. Could this be the moment when Sophia's carefully constructed facade crumbles? Or will she and Melinda outmaneuver their enemies once again? There's also the possibility that the test will reveal an entirely unexpected truth. What if Tesoro isn't Tate's child or Sophia's? The idea seems far-fetched, but in a town where baby switches and hidden identities are par for the course, nothing is off the table. Such a revelation would send shockwaves through Salem, forcing everyone to question what they thought they knew about family, loyalty, and trust. The emotional fallout. Beyond the mechanics of the DNA test, it's the emotional toll that truly captivates us. Tate's journey has been one of self-discovery, as he grapples with the responsibilities of fatherhood and the pain of betrayal. His scenes with Tesoro are heart-wrenching, filled with tender moments that hint at the bond they could share if only the truth were clear. But doubt gnaws at him, and every glance at Tesoro's innocent face is a reminder of the questions he can't answer. Sophia, meanwhile, is a study in contradictions. Her fierce determination to protect her secrets is matched only by the vulnerability she tries so hard to hide. In quiet moments, we see the cracks in her armor, the fear that her lies will catch up with her, the longing for a life less complicated. Melinda, ever the strategist, seems unfazed by the mounting pressure, but even she must know that the house of cards she's built could collapse at any moment. And then there's the broader impact on Salem. The Brady family, the DeMoros, and everyone in between will feel the ripples of this revelation, whatever it may be. Friendships will be tested, alliances will shift, and old wounds will be reopened. This is Days of Our Lives at its finest, a story that weaves together love, betrayal, and the relentless pursuit of truth in a way that keeps us coming back for more. Let's talk about it. So, dear readers, where do you think this story is headed? Will the DNA test reveal the truth, or will someone's interference keep Salem in the dark? Is Tesoro Tate's child, or is there a deeper secret waiting to be uncovered? Could Sophia and Melinda's alliance withstand the pressure, or will their secrets tear them apart? And what role will EJ play in this unfolding drama? His silence so far feels ominous, like the calm before a storm. We want to hear your thoughts. Drop your predictions in the comments below, and let's discuss what's next for Tate, Tesoro, and the rest of Salem. Will this DNA test be the key to unlocking the truth, or will it plunge our favorite characters into even deeper chaos? One thing's for sure. In Salem, nothing is ever as it seems, and the truth always comes at a price. We hope you enjoyed it and look forward to sharing more with you in the future. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe TV Days Drama Digest for more updates on Days of Our Lives.